I love watching Dante Moore right now. This guy, like, wild career trajectory. The Kenny Dillingham departure, the flip to UCLA, and then his decision to come to Oregon is just looking better and better by the week. And like everybody else on this Oregon team and the team as a whole, you reserve full judgment, and I am as well, until you see what he does against Penn State. But through the first 3 games, it's pretty hard to argue with what he has done. There was a great calculation that got made. I want to give her due credit. It was Brenna Green, who covers the Ducks for somebody, but tweeted out this stat. So far this year, Dante Moore played 2.5 quarters against Montana State and Oklahoma State, and 3 quarters against Northwestern, which boils down to 8 quarters, or 2 games. So over 2 games, he's 50 of 64 for 657 yards, 7 touchdowns, and a pick. 50 of 64, that is a 78% completion percentage. This guy keeps impressing week after week. And I want to start with this question from Rick, because the only thing he did wrong was throw his first interception against Northwestern. Curious your thoughts on Lanning's decision to pull Dante out of the game after the interception. I think he should have let him play one more series to get a little confidence back so he's not thinking about that interception all week. So that ball was definitely hit by the wind. The kicks... Shout out special teams this week. Again, clean slate for special teams. No major mistakes, which is kind of... Special teams are like red pen on a test. If you're not seeing it or thinking about it a lot, that means things are usually going pretty well. So Dante Moore was throwing that ball to DeCorian Moore. It was a shot play against cover 2, and the linebacker underneath that's dropping deep was able to get to that ball because it was wobbling and it was into the wind. And I was wondering when I first saw it, like, man, why'd that ball come out? Every other throw from Dante Moore is this beautiful tight spiral. His arm strength is crazy good. The accuracy, the ball placement, and then all of a sudden he underthrew DeCorian Moore by, 4 or 5 yards and didn't give him a chance, and it looked ugly in the air. Wasn't deflected. He's not hurt. He was thrown into a really big win. All right, let's just chalk it up to that. That's about the only thing he did wrong on Saturday. And is that really on him? I mean, partially, sure. But, this is at the end of the game. Oregon, I think, had just gotten the ball back via turnover. And I love watching Dante Moore throw the ball right now. And coming into this year, for those who had questions about Dante Moore, I certainly did. I think it was reasonable that a lot of outside people from that are not super close to Oregon did as well, because you don't know. And you saw him as a true freshman. Yep, didn't look very good. Turned the ball over too much. Each week, he continues to show all the Oregon fans out there why he deserves to be the guy and why he deserves Oregon fans' trust collectively. Because the poise and the play between the ears really was the only question. It's not like he went to UCLA and it looked like, he actually doesn't have as good of an arm as the scouting community said, or boy, he doesn't move incredibly well, or boy, I don't know, maybe he was a little bit overrated, still good, but not great. No, the physical traits never went away. They were always there. They haven't gone anywhere. They're just being put on full display, and he didn't have it between the ears as a true freshman. Most quarterbacks don't. Well, kind of looks like he does now. The pocket presence he is showing every week is exquisitely good. And against Northwestern in particular, it was phenomenal. The way he is sensing pressure and getting away from it, showcasing that athleticism that, he mentioned during the offseason, he's topping out at 21.5 miles an hour, which is really fast for a quarterback. He looks like he has more than enough athleticism to do anything and everything. And he's using it the way that I talked about, which is, I don't think he's going to be a primary running sort of guy where he has 10 to 15 carries every game. But I think you're going to see him run to extend plays, and he's done that so well. And in this Northwestern game, there were more examples, frankly, than I can remember, where he's going outside the pocket, he's throwing on the move, and he throws the ball so accurately. There was a play to DeCorian Moore, the throw to Malik Benson. I'm going to talk about that more in a sec. There was one where the offensive line kind of got pushed back in a way, but turned all their guys upfield, and he stepped up into the pocket and made a good throw. And he just looks like a veteran. He looks like he is calm, cool, composed, collected. He's not making mistakes. He's making good reads. He's getting through progressions. This was a really, really good showing. And again, as I always say, stats are a starting point, not an end point. He was 16 of 20, 178 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. He played so much better than those numbers indicate. It's just that Oregon didn't need a whole heck of a lot because the defense was giving him some short fields, and the running game came alive a bit in the second half. Like he's just doing a lot of things well. Oregon was good situationally in this game again, 7 of 11 on third down. And because they didn't run the ball as well as I was hoping, Tulane went for 270 on the ground against this Northwestern team. Yeah, I was hoping for more than what Oregon put up as a team, which was 176, 66 of which came on De'Aaron Hill's long touchdown run. That guy's awesome. But man, Dante Moore just looks like he is comfortable, like he is poised. He's making the right reads. He's doing all the things that, we wondered before the year, is he going to be able to showcase those traits? Because he didn't do it at UCLA. Well, through 3 games, he is. It's only 3 games. Oregon's been at least a 27.5-point favorite in all those games. Penn State will be the ultimate test. But so far, he's passing with flying colors pretty easily. That throw to Malik Benson, if you watch the game and remember, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, just go to YouTube highlights and just look at the throw. That is a crazy throw. He is rolling to his right. It's a design sprint out, just pretty, basic smash concept where Casper is sitting right next to the sideline and Benson is running the corner route. And I think it's Dante Moore or Gary Bryant's coming across the field from the weak side. And he has such a tight window on the move to throw the ball, not just towards the sideline away from the safety that's over the top, but the defensive back that is underneath is not in a horrible position, and he makes it the easiest catch possible for Malik Benson. Like that throw, the more I watched it, the more I realize how insanely talented Dante Moore is, and that we're seeing that through the first few games. This has been as strong of a start as you could possibly ask for. Through the 8 quarters, as I mentioned, he's averaging over 300 yards. So 2 full games, basically. He's averaging 328.5 yards passing with a 7-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio while completing 78% of his passes. Crazy how good he has been so far. But something I was wondering about, and I got a couple questions about this, was the backup quarterback situation, because Austin Novosad has not played the last couple of games. It's been Luke Moga because Novosad has been hurt. Moga only threw 2 passes in this one. We've seen him flash the athleticism this year. He was in a wildcat situation the first quarter. That makes me happier than you could possibly know. But, Brock Thomas got a lot of reps in this game. He actually threw 4 passes, whereas Moga only threw 2. I do kind of wonder why. I'm not that Thomas hasn't earned the right to play from time to time. It's just that, I think they feel, based on, how much those 2 guys are playing in those spots, like you only get so many chances for your backup quarterback to get in the game and to get live game reps. And Moga made a good throw on an out route to Jamari Johnson. He made a bad throw to Kyler Casper, who might just be cursed at this point. Like, I don't know what the guy has to do to get a touchdown in his career. He did catch a pass from Brock Thomas in the game, but man, he's just Kyler Casper. Every time he runs a route, he just gets grabbed, so he can't go catch a touchdown. Then he runs a good route, he's open, and Luke Moga can't quite put it on him. If he and Thomas are getting the same number of reps, I think it's pretty clear. And this shouldn't surprise anybody that Novosad's probably solidly ahead of where Moga is. If they're giving those 2 guys the same number of reps, it's just how it comes off to me. And I think that when you're talking about what Oregon has in the backup quarterback situation, again, first world problems, but it's an insurance policy. You never think about it until it's the most important thing in your life. So, I was surprised that Moga only got the chance to throw a couple of passes, and, the arm looks good. We know the mobility is there, but, has clearly taken a step forward as a passer. I think there is still another one, but Brock Thomas can also zip it a little bit. He's not, big enough to be a starting quarterback one day, I don't think, but he throws a good tight spiral and a pretty good ball. But yeah, I think overall, going forward, I will feel a lot better just about the quarterback room as a whole when Austin Novosad gets back and is out there on the field, because I think we all agree that Novosad has starting potential, and Moga does too, but he still might not quite be ready, even though he's clearly made serious progress as a passer, which is a great thing to see. So, drop your thoughts in the comments below about all of that. Moga getting the Wildcat snap made me so happy. So incredibly happy.